Due to the outbreak of COVID-19, many face difficulties in finding a suitable place to rent. Since the rental process has changed dramatically, Michelle Clark has been struggling to find a place to rent and explains her frustrations on how the real estate agencies are approaching the matter.
Previous rental property that I was at, we gave our 1 month's notice at the start of March. So it was sort of before this was going to be a huge thing in Australia. We finished up that rental just on the 30th of March, I think. And even at that point, there was an inspection that they had where we were still in the property, and they brought everyone through as they do, and I'm like, I'm not particularly comfortable with having all these people in this house that technically we're still living in. Sort of since that point, I've noticed that there's been big changes in what real estate is doing for open for inspection. And so then when we did vacate, I didn't have a property, and then I had two options. So I could either move in with my boyfriend's family or move back home, which is 2 hours away, just outside of Ballarat. The only issue with moving back home is that I work in the city, and at that point, working from home wasn't really organised as yet, but it is now. But if we were to be working from home, the country internet wouldn't have been able to hold up and sustain the internet capability that I need to be able to work from home. Otherwise, I would have had to go into the city from Ballarat every day. It's different for a lot of different real estates, but the main one seems to be register for a certain time on a certain day, or apply for the property, and they'll give you a code to fill out the form. And then if you're the successful applicant, then you get to see the property, which is a bit different. It's a bit difficult because it's a lot more time. It's a lot more restricted with what.
The Victorian government will be introducing new legislation laws to support tenants and landlords during the coronavirus pandemic. There will be a temporary ban on evictions and a pause on rental increases for the next 6 months. The real estate agents have started adapting to new changes in order to keep up with the high demand. Anthony Vicino, director of Jamie Ellis Estate Agents, explains his new direction towards using online tours and how it benefits during the coronavirus pandemic.
And to stop the spread of the coronavirus, open inspections and auctions have now been cancelled due to the social distancing. And a couple of ways that I do manage my open for inspections, private inspections I should say, is I show all prospective tenants privately through the property, or there's another great way, which is a virtual tour. That's through digital video online pretty much, and they can view the property very, very quickly.
Although many have started to worry on what the future may hold, Victorian Premier Daniel Andrews recently announced a $500 million package aimed at giving certainty to residential, commercial tenants and landlords, but does also include a temporary ban on evictions and a pause on rental increases for the next 6 months. Anthony and his team have been able to do private inspections with video and virtual tours throughout these difficult times.
Inspection can be used for both sales and rentals. How it works is, instead of prospective tenants attending a private or open inspection, the tenant would view the property via video digital setting form. This is by setting all the photos and images together and creating a virtual tour. If you are unable to gain access to the property due to the social distancing rule, virtual tours allows prospective tenants to view the entire property online within minutes and help you decide quickly whether to apply or not to apply for that property. And it's certainly a great tool to have, and you don't need to leave your home to view the property.
While virtual tours offer some benefits, Anthony acknowledges that they can't always give a true indication of a property's condition.
Should a prospective tenant come across a defect while viewing the virtual tour, it can detract the tenant from applying for that property, depending on the state and defect. If the defect is minor, we normally respond by saying it will be repaired or fixed prior to a lease agreement starting or a new tenant occupying the property. Normally, an unrenovated or unkept property are not really recommended for virtual tours.
Adapting to his new style of tours and inspections have been quite easy for Anthony. His connections with his prospective tenants are still consistent. At times, the task online can be time-consuming. However, he has found that the virtual tours is a great tool to have.
Adaption's been rather easy. It can also be time-consuming. I found once a prospective tenant viewed the property via virtual tour, and if they're further interested, before deciding actually to apply or sign a lease agreement, tenants would always request an appointment to inspect the property in real time.
Tenants are able to inspect the properties entirely online. It is significantly a fast process through the digital form. This quick process helps the tenant to decide on the property whether to claim or not. Ramil Zimmerman reporting. Back to Will and Nadia.